And one person who I know is definitely thinking big about winning those big victories is our last speaker, Dr. Jo Grady of the UCU. Now, I think Jo is up in Scotland, or has been up in Scotland today, on the picket line. UCU members in 44 universities taking strike action on pay, on pensions, on equality, on workload. I can't think of a better person to close off our discussion tonight. Jo, over to you.
Thank you. It's no pressure. Hi everyone. Yeah, I'm in a hotel. I've just come back to Yorkshire from Glasgow, and yeah, it's a pleasure to actually be asked to speak about things that our unions have been doing, particularly in the last 2 years. I think, unlike a lot of other people this evening, I haven't made any notes because I could talk forever about things that UCU have been doing that I'm absolutely delighted with. And I'm going to share some of them with everyone, because I think the two things, if I was going to be making a pitch to someone as to why they should join any union or be joining our union UCU, it would be that during this pandemic, we've done many things, but I think two of the things that have really resonated with people when they've been watching our union is we have saved jobs, and we know that we've saved lives. I'll cover the jobs bit first, because I think that there's a number of branches I could talk about, but I'm going to talk very briefly about our University of Liverpool branch, our University of Chester branch, and Heriot-Watt University branch. All three of those branches during this pandemic have been presented with huge redundancies that when they landed on those branch reps were presented as a done deal, were presented as the only possible option to an economic reality that we as a union did not recognise. Bear in mind that the higher education sector has over £46 billion worth of reserves. The expenditure on staff as a proportion of overall income has dropped from the mid-50s to the mid-40s of that income. That it is staff that do the bread and butter, whether that's teaching, keeping the library running, keeping labs running, doing the work in offices, or, the porters and the cleaners and the catering staff. To be told at any point that there isn't money for you, but there's money for six-figure salaries of vice chancellors that people don't even know exist, is egregious. To be told there's no money for you in a pandemic, when literally the business of the university could not be conducted without all of those people, is beyond shameful. So those three branches that I said at the beginning, Liverpool, Chester, Heriot-Watt, just three of our branches that during this pandemic took on the type of management that doesn't really think twice before serving notices for redundancy, and won. Our Heriot-Watt branch, they were one of the early branches that were involved in redundancy negotiations. They had to ballot, all of these branches had to ballot. They won ballots during a pandemic when obviously many of us were working from home. So we had to conduct a totally different type of organising very quickly. The University of Liverpool, you'll probably be familiar with because they took extended strike action in addition to the union calling a boycott on that university, and saved jobs. And the University of Chester has massively increased its density in the last 12 months and actually managed to save every single job that was listed for redundancy on the basis of a strike ballot without actually taking any strike action at all. So these are not just saving jobs during a really difficult period, but also giving people a sense of control and power in what was a really destabilizing time, in what was a moment when university managers probably thought they could come for and take whatever they wanted. And I think if I was going to really make a pitch to people as to why you should heart your union on any day, let alone Valentine's Day, it's that it will transform you. And in doing so, it will transform your life. There is nothing more transformative than realizing that when you stand together and act together, you can win together, and what that truly means to you as a person and to you as a group of people. And I think especially, in this moment in time, I'm not quite sure where everyone will be in the UK watching this call, but the kind of relentlessness of the Westminster government just throwing, grenades at people, to feel that actually the good guys can win, and that you can be part of that, and that you can bring other people on board, and that you can grow something, and that you can save jobs. And, you know, particularly in universities, people work together for years, they become part of a community, was really powerful for all three of those branches. So there have been other redundancies and jobs that have been saved during the pandemic, but all three of those branches took slightly different tactics, were up against slightly different managers, and managed to, you know, save various people from losing their jobs and leaving those communities. Incredibly, incredibly important. And then obviously during the pandemic, you know, I think it's very clear that as a union, we were responsible for saving lives. You might be thinking kind of saving lives in terms of it would have been UCU members who may have been the scientists behind the vaccine or behind any of the other kind of medical interventions that you've seen. And that is undoubtedly true. But I'm actually thinking about saving lives in terms of the very strong position on health and safety that this union took, that we recognised long COVID from the very beginning of having completely damaging and debilitating effects on people, that we were clear that keeping educational institutions open you know, would lead to mass infections of COVID and needed to be moved online. I take no pleasure in saying that we were proved right, but I think the early interventions of UCU to ensure that teaching and sort of mass events were moved online was key. And again, I'm going to shout out to two UCU branches. One, Northumbria University UCU, who were the first union branch of any union in the UK to run a successful COVID health and safety ballot. They ran that ballot back in the autumn of 2020 after, I want to say 750, but as I said, I didn't write any notes for this, but 750 students, I believe, in 1 week tested positive for COVID, and only 1 in 10 of those people, and this was a group of students, were symptomatic. So this was huge, and it was clear that the virus was sort of out of control. That branch moved to a petition, passed a motion at a local meeting, and then moved very rapidly to a quick ballot. I think their ballot was 3 weeks. And within 3 weeks, they'd already got a lot of stuff moved online and then kept things online for the remainder of that term. So we had very few, as far as we were able to keep track. I think we unfortunately did have some members die during this pandemic, and we remember them all. But we are convinced that there would have been way more fatalities had our union not taken the position that it did. We had another branch, our prison branch, Novus, who likewise conducted a ballot. We were really concerned about health and safety, not just for our members, but actually for the students that they were teaching in prisons, about health and safety. That was a very long drawn out dispute, but again, that branch was successful, doubled its density during a pandemic, organising in some of the hardest conditions, you know, with employers that are really quite draconian, perhaps compared to what some of us are used to, and just showing yet again that people can do these things when they work together and act together. And that branch, the Novus Prison branch, again, I think is a really strong branch now. It was strong before, but remains so. So there are two things, and I think that there are two things that really stand out in the last 2 years of things that we've had to contend with as a union. We've had to adapt. We've had to make sure that we organise differently, and we've been ultimately successful. But I just want to say a few more things before I kind of wind up and hand back to Paul, because in addition to those hugely challenging circumstances, our union has also been doing the day-to-day work of protecting pay, fighting to keep pensions, and taking really important steps to start organising on issues that perhaps traditionally, and this, you know, goes back to what Patrick was saying about race, to start organising and taking issues seriously that perhaps unions haven't been so good on. And for us, that means looking at the way in which we represent and represent members and organise against sexual violence. So, you know, in terms of protecting pay, you may have seen, particularly if you're London-based, we had a lot of our FE colleges who were taking strike action, won really good pay deals compared to what was on the table beforehand, and they deserve a shout out. Depending on where you are in the UK at the minute, you will have probably seen a UCU picket line today. We're currently involved in a pensions dispute in higher education, a 35% cut to the pension scheme there. and will be making it almost impossible for anyone who hasn't been in that scheme for a considerable amount of time to have a decent retirement income. And this is in addition to another dispute that will resume next week, which is again about pay, but it's also about gender, ethnicity, and disability pay gaps. It's about burnout workloads. And I think, to go back to one of the points of this call about organising and how we build the union is, the more of us there are, the more we can win. Because however we think about trade unions, and, I was talking earlier about how they can enhance and change your lives, and this is true, but also industrial relations, industrial action is a numbers game. And if you want 100% of what you're fighting for, then the best way to get it is to have 100% participation from the people that could be taking part. That doesn't mean you have to wait until you get to 100% to start doing anything. Of course it doesn't. And, building and winning things along the way draws and attracts people to the union. And that's one of the reasons that we as a union are really keen to take issues that maybe haven't always been seen as industrial issues just as seriously. So we have been doing a lot of work on how we need to combat and tackle sexual harassment and violence in education. I know other unions have been doing this in the sectors that they work in. Sarah was talking earlier, and I know that the Bakers Union have done loads on this in the hospitality sector. We are currently in the process of changing our legal representation towards members that are coming to us for representation and help and assistance who have been survivors or involved in any form of sexual harassment or violence, because we know as a union, the movement has not done well enough on this in the past. And if we want to attract people to our unions, if we want them to think of safe spaces, spaces that they can join in and rely upon, then we do have to really, I think, address places where we haven't worked for people before. So one of the things we were asked to do in this call is think about those non-unionized people in your workplace. How you can reach out to them, how, if we're going to lean into a Valentine's theme, how you can romance them with collectivism and really show them what the union is all about. And I think, depending on what your union is doing, have they done anything on sexual violence? Are they doing anything on those equality pay gaps that matter to you? One of the questions I always want is, if a UCU member sees that there's a problem in their workplace, that they don't look to the management to set up some sort of working group, that they look to the union. Well, what can the union do about that? How, if I get together with other people in the union, can we start a working group on it? And there might not be anything in the democratic structures of your union that currently works for you or works for the group of people that you want to involve in this organising. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But that means that you then have to work within the union to make them take seriously the issue that's important to you. Our union is doing this with casualisation. Those sort of members have not always been seen as central members of our union, but they are now. And I think that then, is the second sort of organising call of this call. So not just how you're going to reach out to those non-unionised people, but how are you going to actually connect with them? Rather than seeing them as the enemy who should be in the union, well, why aren't they? How could we diversify the union so that those people feel at home as well? Not everybody wants to come to the usual meetings. Democratic structures are often really clandestine to people. How do we welcome newcomers? How do we ensure that we don't kind of gatekeep that experience means one thing over another and put people off? So I think moving into those spaces that people care about, but we maybe haven't always seen as industrial, is key. Organising the whole worker, talking about issues that people want to see change, and really making the union a space where people feel they can have those conversations, because I think it's only really through having those conversations that we reach out to new people, but also we start organising in areas that are key. So I'm going to hand over back to you. But what I would say is UCU is on strike all this week, next week and the week after. It's 44 universities this week. It increases next week. Our dispute goes up to our other dispute. If you want to give the gift of solidarity in the form of a financial donation, feel free to Google UCU Fighting Fund and chip in. And thanks for having me, Paul. Bye.